hood with it? Welcome back to the Collective Clips, where you already know we get it in. But before we get it in, let's hit the like and subscribe button. Ding! Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directed in the direction of the dope content I'm kicking. And I highly appreciate all the support, man. We're going up on this channel, and it's all because of you. And for that, I can say I'm very humbled and I'm very much so appreciative. I know I couldn't do it without you. So gracias, right? Superwood, brother. Let me tell you something, brother, right? Hey, this is Superwood Part 9, and of course, man, I brought it back over to the original channel, the Collective Clips, because I felt that for no other reason, man. This is where it's home. This is where it was marinated on, brewed up, and started. And brother, this is where it has legs. So we're gonna put it and see what its shelf life does over here, man. What's up with you guys? You guys ready for some Superwood? I know you are, brother. So let's get back to Roach's shenanigans, right? For those of you that know who Roach is, he's a character that passed through my life, man. A good homie of mine at one point in time to connect, right? But, you know, he became a good brother. And I call him brother because that's what he was, a brother, right? Not a brother, but a brother, right? And make sure you enunciate it, bro, right? And that's just what it is, man. He always had a shot of coffee in his mug. He always had a shot in his arm, and he was always wide awake, right? That's for sure. His house was almost as bad as my tia's, but not quite. Besides the rusty lawnmowers, go-karts, ping pong tables and shit that was in his front yard. Other than that, everything was cool. I've been in this house a few times. The roaches weren't as bad as at my tia's, but they were still there, right? Hey, have you ever seen white roaches? They're different from brown roaches. Okay, see, in the Mexican culture, our roaches are they just kick back. You know what I'm saying? They just post it, right? White roaches, they're everywhere. They're on a great one. Imagine the smoke that they smell, right? I'm just saying. Hey, I once seen a roach with a bubbler. Facts. Now, Roach had just got out of prison. And I remember pulling up to a spot I needed to get back on. I needed to get back on my legs, brother, right? So I pulled up on Roach, man, and they were going to have like a little birthday party. Now, I've never went to a Wood birthday party. And when I say Wood, this Roach wasn't just an average white man. He wasn't just a white guy that went to prison and played the role man or had to get in with his gente and his people, then got back out and got right back to whatever he was doing. I mean, he did when it came to the black chick, his old lady. But at the same time, in real life, this vato was still wooding it, brother. He was still wood chipping. He was a real life peckerwood, right? So the characters that he hung around with, his homeboys, they were a little bit rougher around the edges than I was used to when it came to whites. You see, traditionally as a norteño back in the days, we didn't function with the woods, the whites. They functioned on the side or the yard on that side with the Southsiders, right? So they had I guess, more of a relationship or more of a kinship to the Southsiders. So when it came to the Northerners, they always thought we were watered down or just a little bit different, right? You know, one thing about the Norteños is that we battled more with the woods, the whites, than we did with the South. That's just the facts and the truth, man. Hey, the South battled more with the whites than anybody. Truth again. Probably whites and blacks, it's about even. So anyways, this guy gets out, man, and I give him a call like, hey, what's up, Roach? I heard you touch down. He said, brother, the white eagle has landed. I said, you mean the bald eagle? No, brother, it's a white eagle. I said, all right, yeah, what's up? He said, brother, you're going to come? We're going to have a party this Saturday. I said, nah, bro, I'm not trying to be up for like 4 days, right? He said, no. Don't trip, brother. You know what I'm saying? You can go outside when we're smoking. I'm like, all right, cool. Not that they're not going to smoke. I mean, this vato just got out. He's on parole, and it's like, brother, we're going to do what the white man does, right? I'm like, all right, cool. So, of course, I pulled up that Saturday, man, and I listened to his mom bitch and complain why there was a fucking Mexican in her front yard for an extensive amount of time. And to what degree of Mexican she didn't know. You know, was he a good one? Was he going to rob her? I don't know. She was on her Karen shit. So when I finally was able to make it through the security check of his mother and go to the backyard, man, this was biker central. This looked like the Hells Angels hangout. I'm for reals, right? There was woods beyond your wildest dreams. There was woods in there injecting, woods in there smoking, woods in there poking. There was woods in there loking, sea walking. I mean, they were doing a little bit of everything. And they kept looking at me. Roach was like, hey, this is one of my good camaradas right here. And I was like, hey, yeah, what's up? And they were like, hey, what's up, brother? You from the South? And I said, nah, I'm from up north. The fuck you mean you're from up north, brother? I'm from Shasta County, brother. Are you talking about that up north? I said, no, I'm a Norteño. So at the time I was, still functioning. And they were like, oh, you're one of them guys, right? I'm like, so I was thinking, okay, the homeboys did something bad to this guy. And he's feeling some type of way. So anyways, we're kicking back, we're drinking. I get to meet a lot of these guys. I know Dwarfwood. I know Big Hurley. Everything's good. Same old shenanigans, same old cast of characters, right? A few new dudes. And it's getting later. And I'm like, hey, Roach, I'm going to get up out of here. He's like, no, brother. We're gonna have a little powwow, man. You know, I need to discuss exactly what I'm gonna be doing with you guys, right? And I said, damn, you act like fucking like you control us, brother. This controls you. He holds up a big old bag of dope, right? And I'm like, it controls my money, most definitely, right? So yeah, I'll stick around for the powwow, right? Is there any natives around here? So anyways, I'm sticking around for the buffalo round, right? And we get to kicking it around this bonfire. Now I don't know about a wood bonfire compared to a Mexican bonfire. See, the Mexicano bonfire, we throw whatever is available on that fire. Gas, lighter fluid, roaches, dead roaches, whatever makes the shit keep burning, right? Woods are very intricate with their fire, right? No, brother, put the kindling like that. No, put the kindling like that, brother. The kindling has legs. Don't let it run away, right? So they're all between the met smoke and the kindling wood smoke, right? I'm pretty up, right? I'll just say that. I'm pretty up. And I'm right there chilling with the fellas. And Roach gets to telling the story. Okay? And here we go. Superwood Part 9, right? And the story is what happens to woods in the California prison system that really ain't woods, brother. They're just a regular white dude that gets locked up and they have to function and do what they do. But when they get out, they don't want no part of them shenanigans. They don't want no part of that, right? Because like I said, Roach is different. Roach is with it, brother. You know, give me a shot of coffee, right? Straight up at all points in times. So there's a difference, like I said, between the white man that really is a white man, right? And then there's the white guy that's just the white guy. You know what I'm saying? He's ding, 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 ding. He's just vanilla, right? He's a vanilla swirl. So anyways, Roach gets to tell us the story. And he's like, look, brothers, I was in the pen, right? And we're like, oh, no, duh, right? He was like, I was just doing a violation, brother. We're like, we know all this, bro. We're your homies. Like, get straight to the story. So after about 5 minutes of him bullshitting with us, he says like this. He says there was a youngster in there that came, right? He was a wood. And when he got into the system or when he got into that prison, you know, they could tell right off the bat he was unseasoned. No paprika, no oregano. This vato was unseasoned as fuck. And I've seen several people. I've seen people from every cause, from every car, right, come in. And you're supposed to embrace those youngsters and lift them up and teach them, guide them, give them some clecha, give them some fucking schooling, educate them, right? Instill your education in them, man, so that way you have a solid soldado in that yard. You want someone solid on that yard with you. You don't want a poop butt, right? And you can turn a poop butt into a real one. I've seen motherfuckers go in there that ain't never been part of gangbanging, ain't never been part of that life, and they'll knock your whole fucking toenail off your toe, right? Just they turn into a beast, a monster. In fact, those are probably the ones that turn into the monsters the most. A lot of people ask me about the Southerners, man. Hey, what's up with the residents? And I'm going to be doing super resident eventually, right? But they ask me about the residents, which are guys that are not necessarily from a gang, but do represent the Southern side, not the other side. Them individuals that go in there, I've seen them turn to beasts, monsters. I mean, with the politics, with all that, right? So it's the same thing with the Woods, Northerners, Bulldogs, everybody, man. A guy that not necessarily was with the games, plays shoots and ladders, right? He collects his 200 when he passes go on Monopoly. So he gets to tell us the story about this youngster that came in that was playing wood. Okay, and what do I mean by playing wood? Well, brother, let me tell you something, right? Let me tell you, Mean Gene. People that get incarcerated and locked up and play the role for their safety and security while they're there, but move to different yards and act a little bit different. Basically, pick up the persona and tell the stories of the next man via Wes Watson, right? Wes Watson's one of them type of individuals. Someone who played wood while he was incarcerated because he was light-skinned, because he was a white man. He played the role as a wood, but really it wasn't in his heart. See, when you're part of a group, an organization, a gang, anything, and that's what happens. You know, albeit, you know, most of these whites are not racial, or they're not prejudiced, or they're not into that, man. And then they get locked up and they just stick with their people because that's what politics say you do. And that's the right thing to do while you're incarcerated in California. Period. Stick with your own so your own don't have to remind you. When you try to stray away, they bring you back, brother. Right? You know, so you got to basically stick with your own gente. That's what's in your best interest while in the California system. That's facts, right? So he tells us this youngster gets there, he pulls up, And he could tell right from the gate, this youngster don't know shit. So Roach was a porter at the time, meaning he cleaned the tiers, he cleaned everything. Hey, Spencer was on the tira, right? So he got Spencer, and he got Spencer into a cell. We're just called the youngster Spencer, right? Brings him into a cell because he had a little bit of juice with the cops. And he basically wants to do two things. He wants to game this kid up to make sure this kid doesn't be taken advantage of, because he could tell this kid isn't really with the program. And two, he wants to make sure this kid has a lot of canteen and packages coming in so he can indulge in it, because he didn't have much, right? So, and it's funny, huh? The biggest drug dealers, the biggest motherfuckers on the streets doing everything, having that money, just having it their way, will be the same motherfucker at your door begging for a suit, wearing state boots, right? It just is what it is. That's how prison is. You know, I remember this one dude, oh, bro, I was having it my way, bro. I got mansions out there. I got Rolls Royces. I got this. I got that. Can I borrow sopa? I'm like, what? Brother, I said, can I borrow sopa? Right? That's just it. Oh, yeah, I'll take chicken, chili, beef. Doesn't matter. I'm white, so I like beef, right? And that's just how that went. Isn't it crazy? The brothers, they like the chicken soups. The Mexicans like the chili, and the Woods like the beef. No, we don't. We like chili too, brother. Only the mild kind, right? So anyways, he takes this youngster in his cell and he starts gaming him up. Well, this youngster becomes, soaks up the game and actually becomes like what Roach is. And let me explain to you what Roach is. He's a Wood. He's a real one, right? He'll go on the yard, he'll stab you, he'll fight you, he'll bite you, he'll hit you, he'll spit on you. He'll do all that. At the same time, man, he's a little twisted. He's a little wide awake. He's the type of Wood that stays up, 3 or 4 in the morning in his cell, working on his project. Brother, look what I can do with ice cream sticks, right? Those are not ice cream sticks. Those are called popsicle sticks. I call them ice cream sticks, right? Okay, whatever. Whatever fucking tweaks your boat, right? It's good. So this kid starts to emulate him, meaning act like him. And you can't act like something you're not or try to play that. I mean, you can try to play that role. It's up to you. Do whatever you got to do. But people are going to recognize your bullshit. And if it ain't pura at 10.5 a key, man, they're gonna see the cut, the added preservative, and they're going to pull your chain, homes. They're going to pull you to the side like Brick Baby got choked out at the No Jumper podcast. They're going to pull you to the side, right? So anyways, this guy starts to do that, is what Roach tells us, right? And I'm like, where's this story going? Just give me an 8-ball so I can get up out of here, right? But anyways, he continues with the story, and the moral of the story is this. So this kid is doing what he has to do there. He's skating by, but he was really not with the program. See, he's playing Wood. He's playing Wood. He adapted to his surroundings, which is what you have to do. And it's always been crazy to me, and I've asked a lot of white guys. I got a lot of white friends, right? And I'm like, bro, why you have to go in there and be racial and be all superficial and be all like this and like that? And they said, brother, it's hard. Don't say brother. Come on, man. You're just a regular dude. I know, bro. It's crazy, huh? Right? I'm like, yeah. But they have to do what they have to do, and I understand that. It's understandable. Sometimes in life, man, you're going to do things that you don't really want to do, man, or play a role you don't really want to play. And you be the tough guy. Oh, I'm going to be myself and do what I want to do. Yeah. Say that in prison to a fucking level 4, 180 fucking lifer, that you're going to do whatever the fuck you want to do, and see how that works out for you, right? We'll be waiting. Your asshole will be bigger than fucking Wes Watson's by the time you get out. So anyways, this guy was conducting himself professional, doing his thing. Well, he ends up getting moved to another yard within that same prison. And the story goes like this. He goes over there and he's trying to play this super duper tough Roach Wood role, right? Now, only Roach can be Roach. I've met a lot of white men, a lot of skins, a lot of Woods, and solid. My utmost respects. These motherfuckers don't play. These motherfuckers are with the bullshit. They're with all that bullshit. Anything that you want, they got, right? But the ones that are really about it are about it. See, it kind of takes me back to the youth authority where there was white guys there, man. Bob, I used to feel bad. They used to get advantage. To go, hey, let me get at you, Wood. When you heard that, can I get at you? Can I get at you, Wood? I knew right from the gate somebody was getting boned. It just was what it was, right? But then there were the solid white guys that were just like, hey, can I get at you, Wood? What you got to get at me about, bro? I ain't got to get at you about nothing, bro. It's cool. I'll see you, right? Motherfuckers knew who to fuck with and not to fuck with. A down Wood, like I said, man, is a down Wood. Straight 2x4, right? So this little youngster goes to this other yard and he's trying to play that role like Roach. And again, there's only one Roach. And a lot of dudes know Roach. He's been in the system, in and out of these yards, right? So they knew him in that prison. And there were some dudes over there that had come from the other yard too. And they're like, hey, this dude's fucking trying to act all high power and trying to act like Roach, all political, just because that was a celly. But he ain't really with that. You got to understand, this youngster was from Kern County, right? He is from the Bakersfield area. There's a lot of woods out there in Oildale and Bakersfield, man. Shout out to Splinter. I know he's from Bakers, right? They're with the program. They're with it, man. I noticed the woods down there, they got a lot of love for the Southerners. A lot of Southern, I would say Southsider influence when it comes to them guys, right? So he was from down there, but he was not that. This guy was a skateboarder, BMX riding, no jumper looking, Adam 22 smelling, just a regular dude, right? That gets, I mean, we're talking about a guy that on the streets is bumping fucking Eminem, you know, with a real Slim Shady, please stand up and throw each one of your fucking hands up. Don't give no one a reach around with that hand, right? He's just a regular guy, but he gets locked up and now he has to play Superwood. And this guy went all out. You know, Roach is crazy. First thing Roach does when he gets in the cell is makes him a fucking fishing line and a tattoo gun. Everybody wants tattoos. Come in here, brother. He's trying to hustle. And he's going to quack them all up. Their techs are going to be all fucked up. The fucking swastika is going to look like it's melting. The fucking Iron Cross is not going to be a real cross. The fucking 23 is going to say 32, like Lefty Gunplay said 31. It's just going to be different. It's going to be very different, right? So this dude has all these quack-ass tattoos all over him. Fucking has not earned his letters. Has not earned his lightning bolts. Has not done any of this. And of course, Roach shouldn't have been putting this shit. He could have got DP'd. He could have got whacked for putting these tattoos on this kid. But brother, Roach don't give a fuck, brother. Just give me coffee, noodles, and mild salsa on canteen. And a honey bun, right? And he's good. So he's doing all these crack-ass tattoos. So anyways, this youngster goes to the yard and some real dudes are over there. Some real ones, right? Some P.9s. And they push up on this guy. And they start fucking, you know, asking who he knows on the streets. You know, does he know the meaning of some of these tattoos? Now, in every gang, every prison group or organization, the best thing to do is educate yourself. Educate yourself on your historia. Educate yourself on certain homeboys are about the business and who isn't and who is. Keep your shit to the chest. Never let anyone know what you're thinking. You know, there's a lot of these different rules that you have to play by. They're politics within politics, right? Especially within your own people. Because most of the time that you get whacked or something happens, it's going to happen by your own kind. It's not going to happen by other races unless it's a racial riot or something like that. It's not going to. No one's disrespecting each other. Everyone's just trying to play basketball, handball, get their visits, slam a little carga, and just do their thing. Ain't no one really trying to go in that yard and press up on people unless it's guerra, unless it's war. Then, you know what I'm saying, as soon as those doors crack, you're going to get put on your backs, what it is. Usually the deeper the entity, the deeper of the group is probably going to prevail, man, because they can shoot fucking waves at you. That's why the Southsiders are so treacherous and dangerous, because they're the thickest, meaning they're the deepest, right? And they'll send waves at you, and they're consistent and treacherous with it. So anyways, Norteños as well. They don't have as many numbers, but when they come for you, they got you. You know, they're like the feds. If they come knocking at your door, you're probably going to get stabbed repeatedly. So the woods are no joke either. And so this guy's around some heavy hitters. And the yard he was on previously to that, like I said, Roach was not running that yard, but he was running amok on that yard. And so he tells us that this kid goes over there and starts lying, telling stories that Roach told him and talking about individuals that he doesn't know. Well, one of the individuals that Roach was real good with was a dude from Shasta County, right? That Roach did a lot of time with, was one of his partners. And this kid starts talking about him in not the third person, but like he knows him personally. Well, that dude's brother is one of those P.9 cats, right? So he's listening to this dude tell this story. And this dude's repeatedly, you know, he's playing with. He's acting like he's this big badass. And you know he's probably nervous telling this story because he's lying. He's doing the Wes Watson like a motherfucker. I was on a 4-yard door, brother, in a level 6, right? Hawk Tua. He's doing his thing, right? But at the end of the day, this guy knows he's full of shit because this guy's like, my brother don't know this. Dude would not even fucking spit on you, bro. Straight up. He wouldn't spit on you if you were on fire. Brother, if you were in a fucking chem lab, bro, and you got your face melted off, he wouldn't help you pick it up. He'd laugh at you and then walk over you, right? It's one of them dudes. Vicious wood, right? Real ones. And so this kid is lying, man. So automatically his word's tainted. His word is garbage. His palabra is caca, right? And they start plotting on him. First, they start plotting on this guy's his commissary. They start plotting on his packages. They start playing him out of pocket. Now, this guy was laced up enough to understand, according to what Roach is telling us, that, hey, these dudes are playing. He knew he was getting played. He decided to let himself be played. And this is what I'll tell you about prison. When you allow yourself to get out of your comfort zone, or you allow yourself to be played, then you're going to get played heavily. And now you're going to get played into the point where you're no longer useful, and then they're going to whack you, right? Especially if it's your own people, because you are basically a flaw to what they got going on. You're weak. You're the weakest link. Goodbye.
Brother, can you come over here? Can I get at you?
Yeah. So this is what happens. So they're plotting on him already, right? And all this is because he's playing wood. He's not really with that. He's not really like that. And he really was just faking the funk. Instead of just going in there, hey, look, bro, I'm a youngster. Man, I know Roach. He laced me up a little bit, but I don't know much, bro. But I'm down for whatever. I raise my hand on whatever I got to do. I'm here for you, brothers. I'm here for the Aryan race, brother, right? Instead of doing that, he starts going into, I was a chemist on the street. I was cooking a veteran and red phosphorus, brother. And he starts telling you fucking things that fucking Roach told him, which are all backwards, right? The truth, but backwards. And they're like, you must have been sold up with Roach, brother. Like, yeah, because we heard that story from Roach a million times. Because Roach likes to tell stories, right? And then he'll stab you after he's done telling you because he told you. So that's just how that goes. So anyways, Roach gets to telling, this guy gets to telling the Roach's stories. And they did him dirty, man. They did him dirty. What happened was there was beef on that yard with the Sureños, with the Southsiders, right? A lightweight beef. There was a wood that had come onto that yard that I guess he was getting off with Southerners in a different place, a different prison. Now, in California prison, pleito varies from yard to yard. You could be in a facility, say there's 4 different yards, a 3-yard, a couple 4 yards, a couple 3 yards, and it might be cracking off on the 4 yards, like cracking off, right? And on the 3 yards, it's not. They're programming, they're making money, they're doing their thing. And usually they say, hey, that yard is conducting itself the way it is, unless they get a weed law that says they all have to crack off. Hey, that yard is that yard's business. We're doing it like this over here, right? But if dudes get transferred from them yards to the other yards that are not cracking off, usually, man, now they can't stay, especially when it comes to the Southern. If a wood gets over there that got off with the South side, he can't stay. You know, they're going to be like, hey, Holmes, your homeboy's, you know, he came over here, bro. And then the woods ain't going to go out like that. Brother, what the fuck do you mean he can't stay, SA? Right? So they're going to get off too. In this case, man, they seen a way to set this kid up to get him out the way. Where they were going to keep their hands clean. They were going to allow the Southerners to do it, right? So what they did was they set this kid up, man. They told this kid, hey, man, you need to run up on these Southerners right here and handle your business if you're going to be on this yard. He's not knowing. He's not gained up enough to know that, man, hey, it doesn't work that way. You don't fucking run up on fucking Southsiders on a prison yard, on a 4 yard and think everything's good. Well, he tried. And they blasted him over and over again, right? Did they kill him? No. They fucking maimed him, though. You know, them Southerners, they bit him like a motherfucking Frenchie, like a Frenchie on a pit, right? Or like a pit on a Frenchie. They smacked his shit. This guy ends up getting, so now he's no good. He's no good, man. He goes, they politic behind the walls on him. And that's it. He gets moved to a different yard, and guess what happens to him? Yep. He goes to the SNY yard. Guess what happens to him? Yep. Chorra. He's sucking it, right? He starts to do the hot, he becomes a Haktua girl in prison. And nowadays, from what I hear, man, Davato's hair is long, and he's strong, and he's known to get the friction on, right? So that's what happened to him. This is what happens when you play wood. Now, I asked Roach, okay, why do you tell us this wild story? We're in the back in his backyard, and little fucking Dwarfwood's like, brother, we'll talk to him, right? And we're sitting there fucking chopping it up, and he told us a story. He said, the moral of the story is this. Be yourself. Don't fucking play like you're cool. And where were all your motherfucking antennas at, brothers, when I was locked up and I couldn't get a damn ramen noodle? And I felt bad because, man, his Hefa, I did run into his Hefa at fucking Walmart, and she was like, hey, Roach was asking about you. Here's his address, here's his number, and I never wrote him. I never sent him no money. I never got at him. I figured, hey, he's a wood. He ain't my people, right? You know what I mean? I'm fucked up, brother. But he remembered that shit, and he called everyone on it. You know, he was like, yeah, I don't fuck with you. I don't fuck with you. You're an SA. So I said, NA. Yeah, NA, SA, mild salsa. I'll fuck with you, right? Kicked a lot of his homeboys to the curb. The truth was, the fact of the matter, and at the end of the day, I understand where he was coming from. When you play the role that you're a homie, or you play the role that you're something you're not, man, motherfuckers will call you out on it, right? Look what happened to that youngster. Now he's doing the twist and shout. Now he's over there on the yard giving everyone a reach around, right? Because at the end of the day, he tried too hard instead of just being himself. And there's a lot of guys that go in the California system and they play wood, or they play north, or they play south. They're not really with that shit, but all of a sudden they get in there and they act like they're super tough or super hard, or they get out. You have one of those homeboys that get out and do that? Oh, bro, I was in there fucking blasting shit. I was in there doing shit. I was 10 days to the gate and I blasted some fool. Then why are you out, bro? How were you 10 days to the gate and you stabbed someone on the yard and now you got out on the 11th day? I don't get how that works. You know, Wes Watson type shit. Lies. Anyways, that's what Roach told us. So, one of his homeboys was feeling some type of way, right? So one of his homeboys gets at him like, hey, look, brother, that's on you. You did the violation. Where were your antennas at, brother? When we needed you out here when we was going at it with the black guys, right? And Roach was like, what the fuck do you mean? Where was I at, brother? And I'm like, oh man, there's a lot of brothers going on. Have you ever seen brothers talking about brothers? Where were you at when we were going at it with the brothers, brother? Right? Brother, I was right there in prison, brother, going at it with the brothers. Brother, I didn't know. Listen here, brother. Right? I'm like, but didn't the other white guy turn into a sister? I'm confused a little bit here. I'm trying to understand, right? And them chicks that are over there just kicking back while we're over here fucking arguing, are they going to be giving us some hot tours? Because I'm not going to stick around if not, right? So this is what I'm more concerned with. Look, this dude took a swing at Roach. Unfortunately, that was the wrong decision. Let me tell you about people that first get out of prison within the first few days. They're healthy. They're nice, right? They're not doing as much drugs and being as inebriated as they usually are on the streets. They're taking care of themselves. I was like that. Roach is like that. Everyone that I've ever met's like that. They get out healthy. They get out nice for the most part, right? Unless you're Chito Ramos. That one time he got high than a motherfucker. But most people get out smooth, right? And so Chito got out like, what's up, Pop? Right? He was on a go. And the was like, I'm crashing out, Pop. Like, I know you are. Anyways, this dude took a swing at Roach. Mistake. Have you ever seen someone get thrown in a fire? Well, I have, right? Get over here, brother! That motherfucker was dipping his head in the fire, I swear. Hey, this fool had a long-ass ponytail, like long-ass hair. You know them white guys that fucking, every time they swing or they do something, their fucking hair's all frizzed out, but they still got that ponytail? It's that ponytail with frizzy hair. That's what it was. Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, by the time he left, his ponytail was about that long. It was burnt all the way to the tip, and that frizzy hair was no longer went, and it stuck to his head. He fucked that out. The Roach worked that dude. The cool part about it was, I guess that was his cousin. I didn't even know that. Damn, they're worse than me and Ricky. With that being said, man, moral of the story is, don't go in the California prison system as Wood brother trying to play Wood or any other group, because it didn't work out for that guy, and that was Roach's story. And after he was done telling the story, I was still good, man. A couple of the guys were disappointed because he didn't plug him in. I did, and did I get a hot tour that night by one of them Featherwoods? I wouldn't be me if I didn't. She was different. She was like, yours is big for a brown guy. I'm like, for real? I thought they come in all shapes and sizes. She was like, no, you've never seen. I said, no, I never have. Right? With that being said, I hope that you move with a purpose. Get everything that you want coming. And remember, at the end of the day, it's all about the strive, the struggle, the struggle, the strive. If you enjoyed the Superwood series, let me know, brother. I'll give you a shot of coffee on GP. On GP, not on SNY, right? And I got you covered like a state blanket, itchy but warm. Get at me, leave a comment. Let me know if you like the Superwood series. The next one is an adventure. We're about to go on an adventure. I'm going to drop a double up today. I got a double up here on this channel. I got a double up on the Gunners Collective TV. I ain't playing, man. And I'm going live tonight and doing all the fun shenanigans. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, strive for what I honestly and truly believe in. And that's the betterment of all people. Thank you. The Gun.